Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick, round two. These two mother... Okay, so for those of you who have not seen round one of this particular debate, Bristol, Kevin Harvick got into Chase Elliott, got his tire down. Chase came back out on the racetrack. He blocked Kevin Harvick and cost him a win. There was a lengthy debate after the race where there were fingers in the face. Kevin Harvick left his helmet on. Everybody called him soft. Then after the race, there were a lot of sound bites. Then even the next day after that, there were a lot of sound bites. Then Kevin Harvick called Chase Elliott a 9-year-old, and Chase Elliott had pretty much moved on. But they went and they raced at Daytona, and it seemed like everything was cool. And then this race today, it seemed like everything was cool. Then you saw a little something at the end of stage 2. Kevin Harvick got into Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick were racing for second. Chase Elliott got the second position. And Kevin Harvick, instead of just letting him go and just taking third, he gave him a little bump in the back end. And you could see that Kevin Harvick still quite possibly had not let the issue go. Which brings us to the beginning of stage 3. Kevin Harvick was already solidly into the playoffs. There was really no need for him to do this. Kevin Harvick just completely runs over Chase Elliott, spins him into the wall, pretty much destroys Chase Elliott's car. And I mean, this was just purely vindictive. It made absolutely zero sense to me for him to do this. But anyway, he did it. Like I said, he was already in the playoffs. Chase Elliott's crew rebounds. They get his car back out on the track. He's on the lead lap. He's way out of it. So he's running around. His bumper's about to fall off. Chase Elliott does something kind of small that a lot of people missed. He was running over those bumps intentionally to knock that back bumper off. And eventually the back bumper did come off. And to all the people who were conspiracy theory people, yeah, NASCAR could have black flagged him for the bumper hanging off, but I think because he's a playoff driver and also because he was just on the wrong end of this, like he totally got dumped, I think NASCAR let this one go. But I can see some of the Chase haters saying NASCAR would have black flagged anybody else. I do see where you're coming from with that. So basically after that caution, Chase gets, he runs through the field, he makes up a lot of time, and just fast forward, another series of cautions, and Chase Elliott runs through the field, and he basically gets close enough to Kevin Harvick that Kevin Harvick either saw him in his rearview mirror or Kevin Harvick's spotter told him that the 9 was behind him, and that was enough to break Kevin Harvick's concentration, and Kevin Harvick missed his braking zone, and he slammed himself into the wall. And this is basically what you call instant karma, because if Kevin Harvick had just raced like normal, he had gotten a bunch of stage points. He had basically raced his way into the playoffs. He did not have to wreck Chase Elliott to get into the playoffs. If he had just kept doing what he was supposed to do, he would be in the playoffs. But because he had made an enemy and now he had to worry about Chase Elliott, he wrecked himself and he took himself out of the playoffs. There's this old saying, if you're going to go after revenge, dig 2 graves. Well, in this case, he dug 2 graves, but he couldn't get the guy he was getting revenge on in that grave, but he did successfully get himself into his grave. He cost him his chance for the championship here, and it was just totally, and I like Kevin Harvick, but this was just totally the stupidest thing ever. He has just let revenge completely consume him, and it cost him. And I really hate it for all the guys on the 4 team, but it's rare in life that you get to see instant karma, and even though I like Kevin Harvick, I like Chase Elliott too, I was kind of glad to see it go this way because you just can't go out there and wreck people to get into the playoffs. That's really stupid. The playoffs are stupid anyway, but you can't just be wrecking people like it's a video game to get yourself into the playoffs. And then the comments afterwards were not smart by either driver. Kevin Harvick basically looks like he hasn't had enough, like he's going to try to take another swipe at Chase Elliott, is the way I interpreted it. And Chase Elliott, he didn't do himself any favors because he's got a lot more to lose than Kevin Harvick, because Kevin Harvick's already out of the playoffs when he said, Merry offseason and Happy Christmas to the 4 team. So he's inviting some more retaliation, but hopefully they both, live and let die, let this pass, but I don't necessarily think that it's over with in Kevin Harvick's mind. All right, that is all I've got for you on this one. If you like the content, please subscribe down below. It helps the channel out, and I really, really do appreciate it, guys. And if you got a comment, leave it down in the comment section. I try to answer all the comments I can. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.